Way to roll the dice. This might have just moved in the first spot in the collection. So you didn't think you'd fit in the trunk.
I didn't think I'd be riding home in it.
It's so cool, man. When you look at my collection as a whole, it is loud colors, loud cars, high horsepower, fly by the seat of your pants. Over my shoulder is a 59 Biscayne that really doesn't fit the bill. It really doesn't check a lot of those boxes. It's a car that people are like, why the hell do you have that in your collection? It's cool as shit. When I used to live in San Diego, California, Good Guys had an event, a car show, and back in the day, Good Guys also had an auction associated with the car show. I remember I'd pull up with a friend of mine, and I strategically did not bring my checkbook because I knew that I would buy something. So we get on site, head right towards the auction area, and there's this car in the background. It's about 100 yards away. It's a black car. Black wheels, very unassuming, but it was cool as shit. I thought it was really neat. It was a car that I'd never seen before. In the middle of the auction, my friend looks at me and he goes, you know, if you did bring your checkbook, what would you pay for that car? And there was no harm in answering the question, I didn't think. I told him I'd pay like 15 for it. And he looks at the auctioneer, who obviously was a friend of his. When it got to 15, he raised his hand. He bought the car, turned to me and said, you owe me 15,000 bucks. So my strategy did not work. I left with a car that I never wanted. But looking back on it and thinking of all the experiences I've had in the car, the 59 Chevy Biscayne definitely deserves to be in Goldberg's garage.
Most often the car that delivers the mail is a Chevrolet. And why? Because no car in America is better built to deliver day after day, no matter how rough the road.
When I first bought the vehicle, it had like trailer tires on it. They were extremely small. It looked like somebody had put 4 spares on the car. And so I needed to change its stance. It was an original car. I didn't want to mess with it very much at all. So I changed the wheels, I changed the tires, and I changed the springs. When they went to change the springs had shims stuck in them. That's gonna take away from the depression of the spring doing its job in the rear of the vehicle. The car was sold at a dealership called Timmers in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you put a couple of the pieces of the puzzle together, back in the day, high horsepower, 2-door sedan with a V8, 315 horsepower, and a huge trunk and shims in the springs. The only thing that we could deduce that it was a Moonshine car. And I'm sticking to that story because it's cool as shit. Taking that into consideration, I had to keep it. I had to keep it original. And it brought a certain amount of enjoyment to me every time I drove it. Now looking back on it, it was a purchase that I'm very happy that I made. It fits perfectly in Goldberg's garage. It's a terrific cruiser. It doesn't have the high horsepower considering it's 0 to 60 in probably 8.9 seconds, but it definitely has its place at Goldberg's garage. I run through the stories, I run through the stats. There's only one thing left to do. Let's take a drive. wasn't the lighter.
True.
Shall we? Seatbelt on? Because they're going to do a lot of good if we get in an accident. I cannot believe it's so dependable.
Yeah.
Well, except for the gas tank, it just was half and now it's full within, you know, like a quarter of a second.
Did
So
you hit the brakes?
I didn't touch anything, really.
I meant like sloshing the tank.
Oh, no, it's doing
that.
it right.
Oh, well, we're good.
Yeah, get on that. Yeah. So as long as we have between a half and full, we're good.
Well, it's mostly staying on the full, so I think that part works.
Okay. I'm not sure that's a factory pack. I don't know. I just know that we now have a quarter of a tank of gas to a full tank. So I think one of the places we're going to be stopping will probably be the gas station. I went into that turn like I was in one of the challenges, and I'm not.
And it handled it.
It handled it, but yeah, I didn't overcorrect. But
Tried the brakes yet?
no, should I?
No, not yet.
Let's not try them until we really need them.
Yeah. Because that's how you really test things.
So cool, man.
It drives amazing.
It drives
Really?
amazing, and it just evokes a completely different vibe, right, than everything else that I have. But it's so cool that it fits, right? This is fucking awesome. I'm sorry I keep dropping the F-bomb, but this is really cool. This car is fucking awesome.
You're just overemphasizing how excited and how much of a pleasure the car is.
It truly is. I mean, it's just a
Totally
dream. It's
acceptable.
sitting here idling on its own. Not over. Look at the temperature. The only one that bothers me is the gas gauge. So we're gonna stop and get gas, I think, first. No, we're gonna eat first. And what a more appropriate place to eat than a drive-in. Look at that. Yep. Thank you very much. Awesome.
And $29.30.
You got it.
All the girls in there were all like,
Yeah, we had to bring it out, right? That's me.
Oh, yeah, no. And look at that. The dash is big enough to
Frickin'
put your
huge.
drink on.
Got the cap. Thank you. So 18 and a half. So I'm assuming it's a 20-gallon tank or a 19-gallon tank.
It's probably 20.
Yeah. Okay, disaster averted. Because we just put 18 and a half gallons of gas in, and I'm assuming we either have a 19 or a 20-gallon tank. So, way to roll the dice. Might have just moved in the first spot in the collection. It's just so cool.
It's easy to drive.
It's easy to drive. It's fun. It's a cop. It's a pleasure to drive.
Yeah.
And hopefully we make it to this exit before that policeman pulls up next to us and sees we don't have a license plate.
Yeah, I see
And
him.
he's pulling. Nice.
He got behind the 18-wheeler.
He got behind the 18-wheeler, but I can fool him. Watch. See, he still can't see me. He doesn't know I'm turning. Meh. Well, hey, Sonic. Good thing it's not a good thing it's not a cop.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
We need put some glass bottles in the trunk and we set up a little course and we see which one of us bootleggers make it sit through the cones without breaking a bottle.
Stay tuned for another episode of Goldberg's Garage.
I would so whip your ass in a moonshine race. No doubt.
A moonshine race?
Like if we put stuff in the trunk, for sure. Like none of my bottles will be broken.
I got an idea.
What?
Okay. So you didn't think you'd fit in the trunk?
No. I didn't think I'd be riding home in it.
Lights out.
Jackson was right. Nice, comfortable setting. Peaceful. Scenic. What else could you ask for?
Help. Help. I told you guys to subscribe and nobody listened.
You hear something? Look at the cows are here to meet us. What's up, Peanut? Sorry. So, we have arrived back at Goldberg's Garage, and I do believe it is time to let the cat out of the bag.
Next time I won't talk shit to Bill about driving better than him.
Do you hear something?
Please. I promise I'll never talk shit again. Promise.
Promise?
Promise. Swear to God. But I'll beat you another day.
How was the ride back there?
You know, for somebody small like me, it wasn't that bad.
Even somebody big like me, I think, could fit in there. You could probably fit 3 of me back there. Now, if you enjoyed what you saw today at Goldberg's Garage, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And you know what happens if you don't. Jackson is going back in the trunk.
And on this episode of Goldberg's Garage,
I thought I was claustrophobic. Man, there's so much room back here. It could be like an apartment.
it could be.
It was about the size of my first apartment, I can tell you that.